Welcome everyone to the Western Placer Waste Management Authority meeting for January 9th, 2025. Happy New Year. We are going to start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Director Halden. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Director Bernasconi?
Yes.
Director Gore?
Here.
Director Halden?
Here.
Director Andreatta? Chair Landon?
Here. Thank you. And will you please read the statement of meeting procedures?
Welcome to the Western Placer Waste Management Authority meeting of January 9th, 2025. Agendas are available on the table outside of this meeting room. If you are here to speak on a matter not on the agenda, you may do so during public comment. The board is not permitted to take action on items addressed under public comment. All items on the agenda will be open for the public to address before final action is taken. Accessibility information is provided on the meeting agenda. Please turn off or put in silent mode all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you. We have one change to the agenda. We're going to move item 8B up to now. And that is the agreement for general counsel services. So I will kick it over to you, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Landon. A little background on the item. General counsel legal services. On May 9th of 2024, your board ratified the contract for the general manager. Thank you for that, which also established the date, put a date in place for the MOU between the county and WATMA related to staffing and county provided services. One of the key provisions of that MOU was transitioning county provided legal services away from the county to WATMA retaining its own dedicated general counsel. Based on that, we released the RFP in September of 2024. 4 firms were submitted and were interviewed in the first round. Staff interviewed all 4 and recommended 2 to put forward to the board. At the December meeting, the board interviewed the 2 finalists and provided guidance to negotiate a contract with BBK. And we are here tonight to seek approval and authorize chair to sign a 3-year general counsel legal services agreement with Best and Krieger for general counsel legal services for an amount of not to exceed $900,000. And we do have Ethan Walsh here from BBK that could step up and speak a little bit or answer any questions that you guys might have.
Great. Yeah, if you want to come on up and just, if you have a few words you want to say.
Sure. Thank you, Ethan Walsh, Best and Krieger. I just wanted to appreciate we appreciate the opportunity. We're really excited to get started working for the agency. Subject to your approval, of course. I've been talking with Mr. Sandman and with Mr. Schultz. They've been giving us materials to get started. Subject to your approval, we have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning, and we're ready to jump in and get started. So thanks again. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
No questions. Just a point of clarification in regards to the contract, just so that public knows. It's not a set amount. It'll be billable services, correct?
Correct. Thank
All right,
you.
great. Thank you.
Great. Any other questions? All right. Any public comment on this item? Okay, do I have a motion?
I will move approval of the item.
Second?
Okay, moved by Director Gore, seconded by Director Bernasconi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? No. Okay, item is moved.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Thank you.
The bar is set very high from Mr. Sandman.
It is.
Okay, moving on to public comment. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on anything that's not on the agenda? All right. We will move on to item 6A, report from the general manager.
right, thank you, thank you. First, I would like, before I go into some updates, a very important guest is here this evening that I'd like to recognize. It's Scott Alvord, our outgoing board member, and I just wanted to, from my personal experience, thank him for helping me as I came on board here over the last 6 months. I think his counsel and input to me helped me put me in a great position where I'm at today. So we're sad to see him go. I know he's been on the board for a couple of years, and I think his guidance and overall presence on the board has been appreciated by everyone, all the staff here at WATMA, and really the region and Roseville and the whole area. So I appreciate it, and we have some items to give over to Scott so he doesn't forget us, and any other staff that would like to make some comments, that would be great as well. But Scott, if you wouldn't mind stepping up over here. So thank you very much. Truly appreciate it.
Go Scots.
This is, Emily's a big fan. She's your director.
Got it.
So once a director, always. It's a plaque, just a little token of appreciation,
Thank you.
and, best right here.
I was hoping he was going to get his picture at the
That
dump.
was like the best
That
part.
is
This is it.
awesome. Those are my favorite
Come over,
photos.
we'll see this up on your wall, so.
Yeah, it's like the only picture with garbage in the background. It actually looks pretty good.
I know, right?
It's not bad. That's unique.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
Can I get a picture with the
That'd be great.
board? Would you guys be okay posing with me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Happy
We'll come
to.
down there.
I don't think I would. I don't know if I want that picture.
Get that. That was a very good idea. Oh, we can get in front of the water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I trust you more.
Yeah.
There, we'll have all their feet in there. Yeah.
All right. Well, since I'm a free man, I'm going home. You guys enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Oh, come on.
Appreciate what you do for our community.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. See you soon.
Okay, the rest of the report. As of January 1st, WATMA has taken over all of the accounting financial duties that were previously done by Placer County, DPW. So we have Stephen, who is actually working right now on a cash count over there. He was going to come in and be introduced to you, but we'll save that for next month. We need him to do some work right now. So he's taken on the duties of 3 people right now. So we're trying to figure out where we need to go and give him the support that he needs. But it's been a great transition so far. And then we have some updates from Emily. Applications are now open for the Circular Economy Innovation Competition. They close at the end of February. Emily can share additional details. You can reach out directly to myself or Emily if any of you guys want to, promote it on social media or anything like that. GSEC is planning on being here next month for an update on the program and where we're at. March, thank you, Emily. March at the board meeting. Before the February meeting, we're going to be doing new headshots. Emily will send reminders out to everybody.
I don't want to get rid of mine. I like mine.
New
Okay,
board
good.
members, but anybody that also wants a new one.
It's like my favorite photo in front
Then-
of trash.
Perfect.
It was fun.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, of course.
Not often you get excited about a photo in front of trash.
And last but definitely not least, at the April board meeting, we're planning on holding a very small part of the board meeting VIP ribbon cutting ceremony for the MRF construction, as construction will be completed. Initial system testing is planned to start in April. So it should be nice and clean, and we can all get a good look at it before that begins. It'll be testing on dry material
Did you
for a
say
while.
the date? Sorry, I don't know if I missed that.
April,
It's
at
the
the April
10th.
board meeting.
Oh,
April
okay.
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
If we could just remember to maybe invite the past board members who
Yes, that's great.
have served on the board during this era of rebuilding. So
Definitely, and we will.
we'll put them in the back row. But
Well, Scott already has his hard hat, so. We are planning there'll be a ribbon cut-in that'll be smaller, then there'll be a larger event in September, with staff, from each jurisdiction, and then there'll be a large event in, next spring for everybody, and that's when
Okay.
everything will be done, and,
Okay.
but we will reach out to past board members for this ribbon cutting as well. Thank you. That's it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, item 6B, financial reports.
Thank you, Chair. Your board has the financials through November in your packet. We are tracking above revenues by a little over $1 million. Again, as with last month, most of that is related to interest earned and changes in the bond values. So seeing some value on the bonds there. And then on expenses, we're tracking pretty well below our projected expenses by the tune of about $9 million. You'll see that quite a bit of that is actually associated with the capital projects. It's more of a timing issue than anything else, so that's accounting for about $5 million there. And then we had a large accrual that we're still chipping away at on the MRF operation, so we'll see it appears to be a large savings there at that point of $2.3 million. And then we are, at this point, because of some of the construction, there is a little bit more material going to the landfill than we had projected, so we're seeing some savings on the MRF, but a commensurate increase of costs on the landfill. But short of that, we're looking very solid financially at this moment, so any questions, happy to answer them.
Okay, any questions for Eric? No. All right, we will move on to item 6C, monthly tonnage reports.
Thank you, Chair. Your board has the December tonnages in front of them. For the month of December, I'd like to point out two peaks in a valley, one peak in a valley that stand out. The MSW tonnage is the first one. We were 11% over projections for the month of December, and this can be attributed mostly to a spike in cash customers, probably year-end cleanouts and such, people trying to get ahead of themselves for the new year.
I was one of those.
Thank you very much for
felt
your
really
patronage. And then I would like to point out C&D tonnage, which is our valley, a little deeper than we expected. And keep in mind that our projections are based over the past 3 years average, which was a pretty hustle and bustle C&D time for us. So maybe we are settling back into a new norm as an economy. Also, there have been changes to traffic flow and some construction interruptions that customers perhaps have gone elsewhere, but we're optimistic as we draw near to the end of construction that will return. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions for Will? No. Okay, item 6D, facility projects update.
Good evening, Board. Thank you, Chair. For the MRF improvement project, looking at Phase 2, we do have a temporary occupancy for the maintenance building, and that was approved in October. We do have some outstanding punch list items that need to be taken care of, but FCC does anticipate gaining access to the building by late January. For Phase 3A, which is the MRF equipment install, we are roughly done with 75% of the mechanical equipment installation and 60% of the electrical installation. So Van Dyke is moving very rapidly with their install and is doing great work out there. The fire protection installation is ongoing. The western processing area of the MRF is done. That will be followed by the eastern processing area, and then the western baling area, and then the drive-through canopy. During all of this, we do have fire watch in place for the entirety of the fire protection construction. As far as the alleyway, we do have concrete pad pouring currently underway. There was about 40 plus trucks within a 1 hour time span today, which was chaotic, but they got the job done. And so we expect completion of the alleyway in its entirety with in approximately 3 months. This is weather dependent, but this week's weather is definitely helping, and hopefully the forecast continues this way. For phase 3B, which is the CASP system and some traffic improvements, we do have the actual construction work anticipated to begin January 21st. This is just pending relocation of green waste materials that are actually within the project area. They are currently underway with surveying, so we have seen movement of that materials. We just would hope that that movement continues to hit this January 21st start date. For jumping to the Module 6 liner project, all of the water mitigation elements that the water board required of us have been installed and have been monitored and will continue to be monitored throughout the wet season. Then staff will submit a formal report to the water board at the end of this winter. As far as the project itself, substantial completion was achieved in late November. So we're just still currently working on final project closeout, and then also working with our consultant to develop a final draft of the construction quality assurance report that will then be sent to the water board for final approval, and then we will be able to actually use the module for trash. For the South Placer Wastewater Authority compliance project, not a lot of update here. The next step in the process includes a trial of the granular activated carbon filtration system. We're currently obtaining purchase orders for that equipment right now. So we hope to have that set up and running here within the next few weeks. And that's all the updates I have. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Great, thank you. I do have one question on the certificate of occupancy.
Yep.
I checked in with staff, and it sounds like they just gave Wantma the letter this week. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we did receive the letter that we're waiting for. So there will be like a slight back and forth on that. Our temporary certificate of occupancy lasts till May. So, but yeah, we are definitely seeing forward progress with that, and we appreciate the help.
Great. Any other questions?
I was going to ask the same question, so I wouldn't mind hearing about that every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want it to creep up to May and have
Yep.
an issue. So.
Yeah, we can definitely add that the background portion that we're working on to this update.
Great, thank you. Moving on to item 7A, is there anything that needs to be pulled from consent? Anyone in the public need to pull anything from the consent agenda? Okay, then do I have a motion?
I'll move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, moved by Director Gore, seconded by Director Halden. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Item 8A, 2025 board meeting schedule.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So in the JPA agreement, it does stipulate that the board shall establish by resolution the number of regular meetings to be held each year. So this is just somewhat of a formality. And we have identified the proposed dates in the attached resolution. Those do correspond to the second Thursday of each month, which has been typically when your board meets. So unless there's any dates on there that your board notes that are problematic, then we would otherwise recommend that your board approve the dates as submitted.
Okay, does anyone have any
Well,
comments?
I took a look, so I'm just going to give some heads up, because I can always find an alternate. It may be that May 8th, that's the cap-to-cap week. We may end up doing advocacy afterwards. That's a conversation still pending with staff, so that would mean I might be in DC. June 12th, I'll be on vacation. And then the 9th, I have a conflicting California State Association of Board meeting.
The 9th of,
The 9th, oh, sorry, October,
Okay.
October
Yep.
9th.
okay.
So I will, and I don't know if there was
So-
conflicts, but
Yeah, I mean, I think we might want to just, when we have our new board members on board, might want to check with them on that May 8th and whether we need to bump that a week or something, so.
Bruce will be on after.
Okay.
Okay, we could certainly bring this back next month and have an opportunity to speak with the new board members,
Yep.
if that would please your board.
Yeah, I mean, if it's one person missing a meeting, and I can have the alternate, it's not a problem,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
always good to know ahead of time, like you'll know if I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
here and you're missing a few others, we have to change something, so, great.
Yeah, that sounds good. And luckily, I have to miss one, but it's not the same as the one that you're missing, so.
Okay.
Okay, great. Well, we will just continue that until the next meeting then. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay. We will move on to item 9, closed session.
Thank you, Chair. The board will now adjourn to closed
Is
session
that
for
an
the.
action or an info?
It was action. Do I need to take an action since we
No.
continued it?
I
Okay.
understand that the board is not taking any action on item
Oh, we're
8A. Is that
continuing
correct?
it and bringing it back, got it, okay.
Thanks. The board will now adjourn to closed session for the item of real property identified in item 9 on your agenda.
All right.
We are back from closed session. I will let Mr. Sandman read us out.
Great, thank you, Chair. The board met in closed session on item 9 on the agenda and provided direction to staff, and that concludes the closed session report. Thank you.
Thank you. Any reports from directors?
I just wanted to mention that I spent time earlier this week with the person who is slated to be our new Lincoln representative. Gave him an earful about what goes on here. Didn't give him too many chances to say much. He just listened.
Okay, okay. Great. Anything else?
I will note that our council votes next week on all of our committee assignments, and Bruce Hadashout will be serving on this board.
Well, I'm sad that you won't be here,
Yeah.
but we like
I
this.
saw that you're going to be the alternate, though.
Yes, and
Yes,
I live close by, and this really interests me too, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of it is just another
Yeah.
evening meeting, and I feel like I'm gone from home
Yeah.
all the time, and I have
Right.
6 months left with my twins at home
No.
who graduated from high school, so, but I'll be around. You know where to find me.
Okay. All right. And any upcoming agenda items? Okay. Then with that, we are adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.